how many minutes? We are like 10 minutes late. You know what? Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you guys for hanging in there. What is up? Hi, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us on Saturday night. You guys can be doing whatever you want. You can be going out, drinking, doing whatever you want, partying, watching a movie. I don't care. But whatever you guys want. But you're here with us today, hanging out. Mara, what do you have on your head?
You weren't paying attention when I
wasn't. I really wasn't. I was trying to pull up whatever we needed.
You was primping herself, Chad. I can't, like, this is an Ada Wong cosplay wig, so all I needed is the actual cosplay, and this came today, so I figured I might as well try it out. So yes, this is part of my cosplay wigs.
Ooh. Very cool. All I know is that she was like messing with it, and I was trying to pull up articles and stuff, and I was like,
because it wasn't sitting right. So every time I was like, "Fuck this wig cap," I'm like, just like pulling the wig off.
Take it off. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, nothing. Like, and then we start the stream, and she's like, "What's that on your head?" What
the hell? I didn't understand.
So I was like, the wig cap, like I was trying to like fix it, and it would like shift the wig cap, so I was like, have to take it off and fix it.
I wasn't sure what was happening. I didn't know what was going on.
But I have Ada Wong cosplays as like on my throne, so like I would like to do do that one day. So, and that includes the Resident Evil 4 remake where they changed her outfit, but I think the sort of dress is cute. So, that's my personal opinion.
Hang on a second. Like adjusting. Okay, here we go. My top it's not sitting right. Okay, but I had to fix it. Okay. Hello. All right, let's say hi to the chat. Thank you guys, all of you freaking legends out there who are hanging out with us today. Be sure to share the stream. Let people know we're streaming today on Saturday for Talk Nerdy. Trey is here. What's up, Trey? Gravy D, Cappy Nova, Steven, Bradley Scott, Gravy. Star Wars Marvel Purist says, "Hail, Steph. Personally, I wish Mahershala Ali would just walk away from Blade. It's obvious he has a love for the character. Not much he can do to stop the train wreck." Absolutely. We're going to talk about that today. In fact, we're going to talk a lot of Marvel today. Give our opinions on what is going on in the MCU right now, and that horrible Variety article that dropped on Tuesday or something. Yeah, Studying Brave Megatron with a member message just says boobies. Yep, that's right.
Well, I haven't been able to make a video on it, but there was a Screen Rant article that again was shilling for Rings of Power, and I nearly had an aneurysm. So, like saying how Hellbrand as Sauron in Rings of Power fixed a Lord of the Rings mistake or something like fixed some whatever in the Lord of the Rings movies, and I nearly had an aneurysm.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't see that. It's been a long, thick, girthy member for 2 years. Yes, you have been a long, thick, girthy member for 2 years. Thank you very much. Gravy D says, it's a Baker and a Xenomorph.
Yeah, I was playing Alien Isolation, and I was like,
how is I need to? So the chat wants me to play that game too. My voice is still really hoarse from all of that screaming on Halloween Horror Nights. I got a rest. It rested. Okay. And then I ended up screaming on Resident Evil. It's been.
Oh, I caught snippets of it pretty much. So you dealt with the arachnocunt, right? The mother.
Yes, I did. How much longer do I have? How much more do I have?
Did you just finish with her?
Mm-hmm.
You have to deal with Lucas. I believe that's the guy's name, the son's name. You have to deal with him.
Okay, the son that took the girl away.
Yeah, you have to deal with him, and then you have to deal with Granny. In a way. I don't want to reveal.
You said I don't have to worry about Granny.
You don't have to worry about her now. Don't put words in my mouth. You don't have to worry about her now. You don't have to worry about her when you're in the house.
You said
you have to deal with it at the end. And I don't say too more because it kind of spoils.
I'm not trusting Mara right now. She's been telling me that I haven't had to deal with her, and now she's like, Granny
in the house. Every time you walked past her, you're like, where the fuck did she come from? Like, you don't.
I was worried about her. Seriously, where did she come from? 16-bit mascot is here. What's up? Mr. Bentham late and Marvel is saved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, late and Marvel is saved. Well, Mara here had to fix her wig.
Yeah, she's throwing me out of the bus, chat.
All right, guys. Nymans. Hi, Nymans. Jonathan Chesser, my celebrity, is in chat. Hello, Jonathan. Charlie. What's up, Charlie?
In case Steph has forgotten, I did tell her that she could quiz me on romantic comedies or whatever. Since I quizzed her on scary movies.
I forgot all about that.
You did get a few. I was actually impressed. You did get a few.
You
used Trey as your phone a friend a lot.
I'll pull it up like by the end of the stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally forgot it. Steph's abused keyboard is here.
I don't want to know how you've abused your keyboard.
Dude, because I type really loud. I don't know. I'm an aggressive typer. That's just what happens. Look. There we go.
I feel sorry for those keys.
That's just how I've always typed like that. I don't know why. Kay Roberts is here. What is going on, Kay Roberts? All right. Let's see. Did I miss out? Nymans with a member message. Deal with me in your chat. What's up, ladies? Hi, Nymans. You have to deal with me, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Your barm is here. What's up, your mommy? King of the Squibs. Hail the Squib Nation. That's right. Down, upwards. TD is here. Hi, TD. I think I am good. She brings the pain. Yeah,
yes,
I do. And there he is. Ow.
Sorry. As far as Alien Isolation, it very much is a slow burn. Because a lot of it is like trying to be stealthy.
I'm not stealthy. I mean, you saw me get captured a lot, so.
So yeah, I'm saying it's like it's going to be. I'm playing it on the medium difficulty, and granted, it's a PS4.
Okay, so I can play it on easy.
Okay, I have a question to ask you. That reminds
No, you're not going to ask it, and I'm not going to answer it. Kate Roberts is here. What is up, Commissioner?
That tells me,
General Mao and Matt Mardigan. Everybody
easy.
Is here. We are going to get the 40.
That tells me you're playing Resident Evil 7 on easy.
Hey, you know what? I've never played a single Resident Evil game.
I'm not.
Mara cannot. She cannot know that. No way. All right. All right. Let's get started. What are we going to talk about today, Mara? You know what we should talk about? Hold on. We should talk about Taylor Swift and how Mara has yet to go see the Eras tour.
Do you know what will happen first? Kathleen Kennedy quitting.
Have you seen Five Nights at Freddy's yet?
Yes.
You did see it. Oh, right. Yes. Okay, so we are going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's really quickly. How did you like it?
I thought it was mid. I think the child custody subplot really like dragged it down. I like it could have done without it. I gave it like about a 6 or so out of 10.
That's what I gave it.
Because it was it was like mid for me pretty much because I wasn't expecting it to be like completely like the game, but at the same time I thought it would be a bit more suspenseful. And I felt like it just dragged with the subplot with the child custody bullshit.
Yeah, the subplot with the child custody kind of dragged it down a little bit. The pacing was just like, it was so inconsistent. Yeah. It had terrible pacing. Terrible pacing. But I feel like the sort of like gore and things that it did have, like showing the shadow of the girl getting chopped in half, you know, or the cupcake eating the guy's face. Mm-hmm. I felt like if it had an R rating, then it wouldn't have had the large audience that it would have, you know, that it did, because it needed to be PG-13 in order to get the audience that it needed to get. The game itself is huge with kids. It's big with kids. Yeah. It's big with kids and teenagers. And I feel like if it was as bad as, you know, as the game, granted, I've only watched my nieces and nephews, and they are young, my little nieces and nephews, but they love this movie. Okay. They are young and their parents are taking them to go see this movie. So it's not too scary to where the targeted demographic can't go watch it and enjoy it, but it's just scary enough to where they're like, oh my gosh, it's a live action Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy and Foxy, and they're doing jump scares. It's awesome. You know what I mean? So I think it's perfect for the target demographic. And hold on, wait, I have this here too. And it's working. It's working because look at this. Five Nights at Freddy's heads to a rare day and date box $111 million this weekend. It's freaking killing it.
So, like I said, if people enjoy it, then that's fine. They obviously targeted, I'm guessing, the right audience. And I've said this before with films, especially when people would point out like how big of a box office a movie has the initial weekend. I'm like, just wait for the second weekend because that tells you the legs the movie is going to have, pretty much. Because what really drives the profit for a movie is not a big opening weekend. It's multiple viewings, pretty much. And this tells me that parents and families have been taking their kids for multiple viewings for this film, pretty much. So I'm gonna say if they like it, I was a one and done. I was a one and done because it's like I've never really been into the game. I've seen Wicked play it. It's like
I'm gonna be playing it too.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective. I know a little bit about the lore, but I really wasn't its overall demographic. I wasn't I wasn't the aim for it. So I feel
neither was I, but I knew who the target demographic was, Hold on, I'm looking something up. There we go. This movie has already made its money back, and more. It made a profit. This has a $20 million budget.
Again, another thing this movie proves.
And also, that's on top of it being streamed on Peacock. Families, kids can stay home. Parents can keep their kids at home and just, I don't know, get Peacock for free through one of their promotions or whatever. They have 1 month free or whatever. Or just pay however much Peacock is right now. It can't be more than $10 and watch it at home. But people are going to the theater and watching it.
One thing I'll say is a positive for this film, like I've pointed out with other films, and that is movies really don't need those basically horrendously huge budgets that we've seen for for some movies coming out where $100 million, $100+ million budget and things like that. It really doesn't. This movie, he says, a $20 million budget. Generally, the rule of thumb is you have that from marketing. So you're looking at $30 million total, which they take that times to 2.5. It's pretty much almost doubled what it would need to make in order just to break even.
Right.
So again, does not need to be big budget for it to be good, and does not need to be big budget. Movies don't need to be big budget at all. Really, $20 million. I would love $20 million. That to me is a nice chunk of change there. But people what's the live action or what's the Marvels movie coming out? Was that $300 million budget or something like that? It was just it was horrendously huge.
We're going to talk about the Marvels because that's just sad.
Yeah, it was a huge budget. I remember reading and thinking how what the fuck are they spending that money on in that movie? Because it's going to have to make a shit ton just to break even.
Why can't I find it? It's not even here. Over 270 million. It's probably at 300 million, honestly.
Yeah, we'll round it up 300 million pretty much. Which means it would have to make 750 million just to break even with that.
And their opening is worse than Black Adam and The Flash.
Yeah.
The opening numbers, the predictions. It's worth. It's $55 million opening weekend. It's just freaking sad. Yeah. But seriously, who's gonna go and watch that fucking movie?
I'm not.
Me and you will probably watch it in order to review it, but still, we're not gonna watch it at the movie theaters. Fuck that. No. But yeah, this movie is doing incredible. I can't believe it. This movie is going to beat the Marvel. I mean, it probably won't beat the Marvels, but maybe. I don't fucking know. It'll beat it domestically at least.
At the very least,
I can't believe how well this movie is doing.
At the very least, will beat it domestically. Worldwide, even worldwide, I think it might. I'm not sure how a worldwide release Five Nights at Freddy's does have or will have. But
Yeah.
I imagine.
Hold on, pause. We got to pause. Was Steph yelled at for not rating Mara? Is that earlier today? You know what? I haven't rated people on Kick. I rated one person and I couldn't figure it out.
Do you have the creator dashboard open on like another monitor? It should just be simple. You just hit host channel and it'll just come up like what channel you followed.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do it next. I'll be sure to, and chat, you guys have to remind me because I will completely forget. I will forget. The Meg 2 will make more than the Marvels. Meg 2 is cool. But yeah, this movie is doing incredibly well. I can't believe how good it's doing, all things considered. But I mean, it's honestly, well, I can believe it. I can't believe it because the kids are going out and seeing it. And they're turning it into an event, right? They're probably watching it at home, probably going out and seeing it with their friends, and then probably asking their parents to go and see it another time so they can dress up. Like when I was at Universal at HHN, I saw people dressed up like these characters. I saw Bonnie, Freddy, and I think someone was dressed up as Foxy with like the hook for a hand, you know? So people are turning this into an event and it's really cool. I think it's really neat to see that this movie is thriving so well. I mean, I honestly, I gave it a 6, you know, I totally gave it a 6. What's up, Subhuman? I gave it a 6. Mara gave it a 6. I thought it was fine. It wasn't too scary for me. And you guys know I can't stand scary movies, but this movie did really well. I can see why a lot of kids are going and watching this movie.
I don't recall seeing any Five Nights at Freddy's when I was like trick-or-treating with my niece. But
so I saw a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's costumes. In fact, my nephews were characters from Five Nights at Freddy's like 2 years ago when the game was like super popular. I saw tons of FNAF costumes. And yes, absolutely, Tara. With Five Nights at Freddy's, you don't need to watch 3 TV shows and 5 movies to enjoy it.
Or to understand what's going on.
I'm not going to know what the heck is going on when we like, you know, watch our free copy of the Marvels. I'm not going to know what the heck is going on because I watched a little bit of WandaVision, but like not a lot of it. I watched a little bit of that. Marvel. I didn't watch Miss Marvel. Yeah. And I didn't watch do you have to watch Secret Invasion to know like
Fury? I don't have no fucking clue.
I have no clue. Yeah.
The only thing I've watched that even remotely ties into the movie would be the first Captain Marvel film and a little bit of WandaVision. That's it. So I have no idea.
Yeah, and I did watch Captain Marvel when it came out because I thought it was going to be important because it was sandwiched between Infinity War and Endgame, so I thought it was going to be important, and I totally cringed and rolled my eyes throughout the whole movie. Mr. Bentham says Steph rarely rates others. I don't know how. I mean, I completely forget, to be honest. You have to watch Secret Invasion. Okay. Well,
I'm not, but
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to waste my time with that.
Nope. I mean, I saw enough of like little clips on like people shared on Twitter to know that like, there's no way I'm touching that.
Yeah. But good on Five Nights at Freddy's. All right, we're gonna stop sharing this. Let's get this out of the way. Awesome. Oh, Mara.
Oh, Steph, what?
Something dropped the other day.
I'm scared to ask.
Something dropped the other day.
How
does one compliment a streamer's new hairdo without sounding like a simp? You must be talking to.
Well, maybe, yeah. Thank you.
You do that. You just commented in the chat and then we say thank you.
So
something dropped the other day that we
a little trailer that
launched. I think a trailer dropped.
A little trailer dropped.
Yeah, a trailer dropped yesterday. Oh my gosh, I know, Tara. Captain Marvel beating up a guy, stealing his motorcycle is not superhero stuff, especially when all he did was ask her to smile. Yeah. Absolutely, like seriously, these are the characters and the heroes that are supposed to be
you pretty much
role
turn into
models for young
Terminator.
girls. Like, oh my gosh, that boy told me to smile. Let me just go and beat him up.
Oh no. She turned into the Terminator. It's like, your clothes, give them to me. Like, pretty much what you turn into. And yes, I saw the Godzilla -1 trailer, and I'm hyped for it.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay, I'll pull that one up too.
I'm
pull
hyped
that
for
one
it.
up too. But yeah, I completely agree, Tara. Like, I don't think that like these are the heroes that girls should be watching and looking up to, because that's just ridiculous. That's how you get, oh my gosh, this guy is staring at me. I need to film him, and put him on
It pretty much
TikTok or
leads
something.
to, like, you remember when Henry Cavill was like attacked by feminists when he basically made the comments that like men can't be chivalrous or anything like that anymore because
they'll get in trouble.
Like,
Yeah,
they'd be attacked like with the Me Too movement, and I'm like, he's right.
He's absolutely right. He's 100% right.
He's scared to talk to women now because of the whole Me Too bullshit.
Yeah,
and
he's 100% right. Yeah, he's on point with that. I mean, you can't really, honestly, you can't do anything as a man nowadays without it being, you can't even go to the gym and work out next to a woman because she might be filming herself and then, post you on TikTok as, oh my gosh, this creeper guy glanced at me,
Yeah, I've seen those. I'm like,
yeah,
like,
those are so cringe.
turn off the
It's
camera.
getting to the point, it's getting cringe it's getting to the point of cringe where there are dedicated accounts telling these women to mind their own business, like going and defending these men for simply existing in this world. There are huge accounts right now that are made that are telling people and calling these women out and telling them to mind their business. Like, seriously, because it's getting out of hand. It's ridiculous.
I'm like, I've never been a big gym person, but like, who the hell films themselves working out for stupid TikTok videos? I don't care. Work out, do your shit, get out, pretty much. And like,
yes, Captain Marvel has fully embraced the cat lady crowd.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, she flies with her cat. She flies with her cat.
That's the only
I forgot the cat's name. The cat got its own poster, and I can't remember its name. Oh well, doesn't matter. Did you Godzilla -1 trailer? We got to watch that one. And there's another trailer. What's the other trailer?
The Echo trailer.
Oh, Planet of the Apes. We have to
I didn't realize that they were dropping that. Have you watched the trailer?
I have not. I haven't watched Planet or the Godzilla trailer. Yeah.
It looks good. And it's coming out Memorial Day, and like, which is like, if they need to stick with that weekend, because that would be, if it's a good movie, it'll be a big weekend with like kids off and everything. So
let me pull those trailers up really quick, and we will talk about and react to all of them. Ooh, I just saw. Ooh, okay. What are the trailer? Godzilla
-1. Yeah.
Let's get that one up. A day ago. Okay, that one. And then, what is the new Planet of the Apes movie called? Kingdom
of the Planet of the Apes, I believe it's called. Yeah.
There we go. Let's do this one. Okay. Mr. Bentham gave us our very first super chat. Let's go. For $5, I saw a vid of a girl needing help at the gym because she put too much weight and no guy would help her. Guys are afraid to be accused and harassed. I saw that video too. And I saw one of those accounts that exists right now react to it. And they were like, nobody's going to help you because of like the stigma that you've put on men out there, that nobody wants to help. It's really sad. It's really sad, but I mean, they're going to do anything they want for attention and clicks and content and views. And it's becoming outrageous at this point. Please be kind to your keyboard. I'm trying. That was actually light typing. All right, let me share. Let's watch Echo, shall we?
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Get ready, Mara. Let's get ready for this, okay? Because the newest superhero is here, And if you didn't watch the Hawkeye show, you will have no idea who this hero
well, I will have no idea.
But thankfully I did watch the Hawkeye show because I really liked Jeremy Renner and the character of Hawkeye. And unfortunately, he was relegated to, second lead in that show. It wasn't really his show. But
Shocker.
that is where this character first appeared. And obviously, everybody who watched that show was just clamoring for an Echo show.
All 12 of them on Twitter. Go ahead.
And it looks like we got it. So let's watch it.
Maya. I see everything that you are.
How many seconds are we in? We're 12 seconds in, and we already have a rude white man.
Yeah, I was like, what? He's doing this. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Seriously, no adult would talk to a deaf child like that. All right, let's continue. He told her to leave.
Yeah.
I always have.
Oh my God. Get out of here, you deaf girl.
So
no way. There's no way.
Into kind of like a semi-good guy or something.
All right.
Like taking care of her or whatever.
Kingpin's here. Echo.
Don't be afraid.
What would compel?
What are these subtitles? Why do I have subtitles?
I don't know. They kind of look Choctaw subbed.
Yeah. What? I don't get it. Okay. Well, anyways.
What would compel her to come back? Yeah, I'm not hearing that.
You have so much pain in you.
Oh, they're native subtitles.
So much rage that you can't contain it.
No bad deed. So these are native subtitles because this is our first Native American deaf woman superhero.
I guess so.
Check. Oh. Oh, so that was, I think, hold on. I did see a photo of this. Hold on. So that's Daredevil right there.
Okay.
Daredevil will be in along with Kingpin.
You and I are the same. So, who's the monster?
I mean, it's not a bad trailer.
Yeah, but
it's not a bad trailer. And like it does get people interested. It pushes, it's very brutal and violent. It's not a bad trailer. But the question is, are people actually going to watch it? Do people really care about this character enough to go and watch it? And also, this is Marvel's first, I think, rated MA show on Disney Plus, and it's streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu as well. You can see that right here. Streaming, Disney Plus and Hulu. It is going to drop. It's going to do the what is it? The Netflix thing. It's going to drop the entire series in one go on Disney Plus and Hulu on January 10th. Everything's dropping. The whole entire season of Echo is dropping on January 10th. But my question: who's gonna watch it? Like, who's interested in it besides people who are fans of the Netflix Daredevil show who want to see more Kingpin? But I feel like if you watched Hawkeye and you saw his cameo in Hawkeye, people are going to be like, no, it's going to be the same Kingpin that's in Hawkeye. And
I gotta look up her powers. I have no idea what her powers are supposed to be.
So her powers are actually different. I think the creator talked about her powers and what they are and how they're different. They're different than in the comics. I don't know. Let me see if I can find that article. But he did the creator, she talked about her powers and how they're actually different.
Okay, it says ability, like this is like on the Wikipedia page for the comics. Expert martial arts.
That's for the comics. But hold on, let me look it up really quickly. Because the creator of the show talked about how her powers in the show are actually different than her powers in the comics. They changed them. News. Here we go. The Echo producer. Hold on. Let me share this really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
She says the main character won't have her lame comic powers. Where does she talk about it? She's known for her photographic reflexes similar to Black Widow's Taskmaster. Maya can perfectly replicate someone's physical movements and fighting style after seeing them once, granting her the ability to have a variety of weapon proficiencies and martial skills at a moment's notice. However, in Echo, she will have something else entirely because according to Echo producer Sydney Freeland, those powers are lame.
Because I was going to say, like, you might as well use Taskmaster at that point.
She says her power in the comic books is that she can copy anything, any movement, any whatever. It's kind of lame. I will say that is not her power. I'll just kind of leave it at that. So
it's
we have to watch and see, apparently, but she's not going to be able to mimic powers like she does in the comics because, according to the producer, it's kind of lame.
I wouldn't say like
why not use Taskmaster? Why not?
But at the same time, I think something like that is very interesting. It's not lame.
No, that is very interesting. Like, the character of Taskmaster is interesting because they can mimic it. So it's like, how do you take them down? You have to stump them in some way, you know. So that is an interesting superpower, but you know they have to. Make her lame and gay. They have to make her lame.
So there's been like, it's like to call those abilities lame, like even for like the Echo character, I was like, no, that's actually pretty damn cool. Because it says like in the comics, she's an expert martial artist and hand-to-hand combatant, highly skilled acrobat and athlete, gifted pianist and ballerina, as well as photographic reflexes. And as part of the Phoenix Force, she had telepathy, flight, superhuman strength, speed and durability, and cosmic fire generation. So like even with the photographic reflexes, I'm like, that can be pretty cool when you're
why adapt the character
when you're choreographing fights, because at the same time it makes it difficult for the if you're fighting a villain that's mimicking your moves, and you had to be one step ahead of your opponent, which adds more to the I'd say that adds more to it for the hero in that setup. But like they're saying, oh, they're not going to have it because those are lame. Like, okay, then what are you going to give her? Then what are you going to give her? That's apparently not going to be lame, according to you.
Yeah, they're way too lame. These powers are way too lame. They got to give her something else. But you know what else is important? Do you know what else is important, according to the same producer, Sydney Freeland?
Besides my sanity, what?
Echo executive producer touts representation was extremely important to the series. I'm wondering if like they made because that trailer, like everything that they're saying right now, like her powers are lame. We're gonna change the character and give her something different.
Yeah.
And now with this, like representation is extremely important to myself and everyone on the crew. And we just saw the trailer. We saw them use those Native American subtitles. So obviously, yes, it is incredibly important if they're including those on the official Marvel Studios YouTube channel, that you can't take them off. They are there. They're not going anywhere. So Freeland made those comments as part of a press event for the series. Where is it at? Freeland said that she and the creative team, including head writer Marion Dyer, have reimagined the characters'
indigeneity.
Indigeneity. I can't say that word. Say it.
Indigeneity.
Indigeneity, making her a member of the Choctaw tribe from Oklahoma. In the comics, Maya is from the Blackfeet tribe.
Why change it? It's still a fucking tribe.
I don't know. But Freeland said that the accompanying visuals amounted to a hodgepodge of imagery that made for a muddied and ultimately inauthentic backstory for the character. How? Not only is the character's background getting changed, but so is her power set. So, like, why not just stick to it? Like, I'm sure if you lame superpowers, lame backstory, let's just change the character altogether. Just stick to the source material. Just because you found it lame, just because you find it lame, doesn't mean that her fans, whoever is out there, the comic book readers, find it lame. If you adapt the source material as written, you might think it's muddied. Well, okay, then maybe pull some things from it, but keep the character as it's written in the comics. Just keep it to the way it is. Just adapt the character. Her power in the comics is that she can copy anything. It's kind of lame. I will say it's not her power. We just read that. Maya is a very vulnerable. Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, well, Freeland made it clear the show seemingly has nothing to do with the original comics. She did try and sell the show as gritty, explaining that the series will follow Echo after a seismic event takes place within her family. Maya is in a very vulnerable, emotional place for this. She's got all this bottled up emotion and rage and feeling inside of her, and she doesn't know what to do with it. And there's going to be somebody there to give her a little nudge, and that would be
her.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if, like, they made that trailer, because I'm not going to lie, the trailer looks good, but ultimately they are changing the character. They're changing her origins. They're changing her power set. So they're changing this character to somebody who is completely unfamiliar to comic book readers. So then who's the show for? If you're changing the character completely, you're not making the show for comic book readers. You're making it for representation. That's it. That is all.
Her name literally harkens to her abilities.
Yeah, she echoes other people's powers. That is her ability.
But why calling it Echo when you're changing those? Like, what abilities are you going to give her that's going to make sense to her name at this point? Because that's the whole premise behind it. Like I said, she's able to mimic Echo.
The people that she's fighting. Exactly. Yeah. So the character is completely changed. The show is nothing but, propaganda agenda. I mean, you have the very first female deaf Native American superhero. The show is dropping entirely, the entire show, and that tells me that Disney, Marvel, they have no faith in this show. They don't care about this show. If they're dropping it all at once on Disney and Hulu, on two different platforms, on Disney and Hulu, dropping them both all together, they don't really care. They don't care about the show. They have no faith in this show, and it's not going to do well. It's just not going to do well. I might tune into, like, maybe the very first episode just out of curiosity, because I'm not going to lie, that trailer, and I feel like that trailer is kind of like, look, this is what it gives to me, okay? It gives the Suicide Squad trailer, the OG Suicide Squad trailer that ended with the Joker, really, really bad. And then you go and see the movie, and the movie is something completely different because they fucking changed everything about it. This show is the same fucking thing. They changed this show. This show has been terrible. They're changing the character. They've done reshoots, and this show is a complete disaster. It's been pushed. Now it's just all getting dropped. So it's giving OG Suicide Squad trailer, okay? The trailer is good. The show probably won't be, honestly.
The only way I would watch it is if I find or receive a special copy from Marvel to watch the first episode, pretty much. Because when I'm getting all this, it turns me off. It turns me off when you have people coming in and saying that we're changing this character's abilities from the comics because we think they're lame. So we're going to use our own headcanon and create a character that we think is cool in a show completely different from what comic book readers are used to. Plus, on top of that, how representation was extremely important, even though there's been representation in comics for decades to include Native American characters. If these people would bother to fucking read, there's always been representation. It just turns me off. So, I don't know. Might watch the first episode, but even then, I'm like, I really have no desire.
Commissioner, you make a good point. Even if it's good, too much MCU apathy has set in, just like Andor. It's probably too late. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And to be fair, I don't believe a lot of people know about this character because they didn't watch the Hawkeye show. I mean, there's just way too much content. I believe like one article, I can't remember which article it was. Okay. One article shared like the runtime of the MCU, of the Infinity Saga, right? The whole Infinity Saga, I believe, was like 48 hours. Okay. Phase 4 of Marvel was more than that. Just one phase of Marvel was 50 hours of content that you would have to watch. 50 hours.
And not even done with this phase.
If you care about Hawkeye, you didn't watch his show. And so you have no idea who Echo even is. You know, and if you tuned out of Hawkeye, it's because you were like, fuck, WandaVision was all right. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was trash. All of the movies that came out were garbage. A lot of people didn't watch Hawkeye.
Especially since, like, basically it's called Hawkeye, but they were like, oh, bait and switch. It's the King
all
Fish
of them
of
have
Hawkeye.
been bait and switches so far. And that's what's pissing a lot of people off and turning them off to it. Poor writing, bait and switches, completely dumping on OG characters that totally set up the MCU. And it's like slapping the fans in the face for even having any type of love for these characters. You know, they're like, no. Who fucking cares about these characters that you absolutely love?
Yeah.
Check these out. These are our characters. And I feel like some of the shows that sort of turned a lot of people off who were really just clinging to the hope that Marvel can really turn things around, okay, was Hawkeye. Because I enjoyed it because it had Jeremy Renner in it, okay, but a lot of people didn't. Thor, Love and Thunder.
If it had been actual Hawkeye, I would have most likely tuned in.
So many people hated Thor, Love and Thunder. Thor, Love and Thunder was terrible. She-Hulk. That is where you lost a lot of people. Yeah. Thor, Love and Thunder and She-Hulk. And so you lost your audience. They're not watching anything. Secret Invasion numbers prove that. They're not coming back.
What about Loki season 2?
Like so if Secret Invasion with Nick Fury and, it turned people off with the way they treated Rhodey, with the way they killed off Maria Hill, right? And they made Rhodey a Skrull. So Rhodey wasn't even Rhodey when Iron Man died, when Tony died. And people were pissed off about that. Nobody's going to come back. Terrible writing has just turned people off. Terrible writing, no respect for what you have built previously. So your current writers have absolutely no respect. And like nobody's going to come for this show. Nobody's going to watch this show. Okay? They're using Kingpin and Daredevil to sell this show. Little glimpses, just like they used Daredevil. Just like they used Daredevil to bring people to watch She-Hulk. You go to Twitter after every single freaking, and I completely blame Jay for making me watch that terrible show. But you go to Twitter after every single episode of She-Hulk, and everybody's like, "Where the hell is Daredevil?" They tease Daredevil after, like, at the end of every freaking episode, and that's why people tuned into the next one, because we're like, okay, yes, the next one we're gonna get Daredevil, and then we finally get him, and what happens? He's getting lectured. he was made into like a dude that does the walk of
shame. Yeah.
Oh man, it was terrible. And then you had She-Hulk completely disrespect him while she's talking to the audience. She's like, I do this and I do that, and sometimes Matt Murdock. It's like, yeah, okay, treat the best fucking Netflix character adaptation like shit, like a piece of meat. You're a terrible character. So many fucking people are turned off by the MCU, and I don't believe that they're going to come and watch this show. I don't think they're going to show up for it. Even with like the curiosity, and even with the good trailer that is giving Suicide Squad, like it is not. People aren't going to show up for it. I don't believe people are going to show up.
Nope.
That's why they're dumping it all in one go. So yeah, that trailer was good, but nobody's going to show up for it. I don't think so. Let's watch a good trailer now. Let's watch a good trailer now.
Come on, chat. We had She-Hulk twerking in her law office. I mean,
I know you had her twerking.
That's apparently what people want to see.
She-Hulk wasn't just bad; it was insulting. It was insulting. Those writers think that they were really doing something. They thought that they were really like putting the toxic fans in their place, right? Putting all of those toxic males, all those toxic fans in their place. They really thought they were doing something with that show. And it was a total embarrassment. It was such an embarrassment for Marvel. And Kevin Feige, because he was like pushing it so hard, it was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Never in my life did I think that we would ever get this right here. That Benzo CGI twerking. And She-Hulk was actually somebody that a superhero that people liked from the comics, and they completely ruined her.
She was created by, oh my god, a male. All right, so she was actually a good character. All right, it's like, yes, she had some like same powers essentially as Hulk. That's why she's called She-Hulk. But like the reason like she gets her powers is like plausible. All right. And she was actually a good character in the comics. And yet, but then the She-Hulk show comes out and she's putting down her own fucking cousin, Bruce Banner, who's been Hulk for years and had to learn to like basically like, how to deal with the powers and everything like that. But she gets it in like one fucking go pretty much. So she has to put him in his place. She has to like, point out like she has to call him out on his mansplaining apparently. And then she pretty much, like you said, treats Daredevil like a piece of meat.
Yeah, they treated her. She treated him like a piece of meat.
So I'm like, what?
Hold on a second. Heath Nation, what's up, Heath Nation? Member message. Hello, lovely ladies and chat. Suffering the worst sore throat known to mankind and still not missing these streams for the world. Thank you, Heath.
Thank you, Heath.
Yeah, my throat's still recovering from all that.
Wait until it's her time of the month. Then watch her try to control it.
I can control my anger infinitely better than you. Gosh, yeah. She was so cringe. The show was terrible. All right, shall we watch and react to a good trailer? This is a movie that I'm actually looking forward to.
Well, there are two good ones, so it's like, which one you bring up? The Godzilla one?
Godzilla -1.
It's good.
I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, but I'll watch it again. I love it.
Okay. Nice. All right, let's watch this trailer. I'm actually looking forward to this movie.
Is this the shot here? Watch. I love this shot. Look.
Ooh. 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 Ooh, that does look awesome.
It looks awesome.
Look at that. Oh. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. This looks awesome.
The Godzilla roar.
Oh, dude! The design! Hold on.
Yeah.
Dude. That looks look at his eye. Oh my gosh. I'm so stoked for this.
Seeing the monsters roar right there. Oh, look at that. Trying.
Whoa! Look at him!
Look at that.
Look at him!
Like that is the king of the
Dude.
monsters right there.
Oh my gosh. I am so stoked for this movie. This is gonna be so I'm hyped. Oh my honestly, I can't believe how much they're showing. I can't believe how much they're showing of him in this. I think it's because I'm so used to like the old one. What's the one that came out before this one?
Well, like there's Godzilla 2014, there's King of the Monsters, and there's King Kong versus Godzilla.
Okay, so King of the Monsters in 2014. Remember how like they with those two trailers, they didn't show a lot of Godzilla.
Well, he was hardly in the 2014 one. That was supposed to be a Godzilla movie. And, like he made a cameo where he's passing through, like, "Hi, remember me?"
What?
But here, like, yes, this is actually a Godzilla movie.
Oh, look at him! Oh, he looks incredible.
Oh, they're fun. I love this. Watch.
Are they gonna show? Oh, they're showing him powering up. Look at.
Yep.
I love it. I freaking love it.
Godzilla.
Oh my gosh. I kind of want to do the early access fan event. How do I get there? How do I see it?
I don't know. I gotta find out. But I know my siblings are gonna want to see it.
I am 100% sold on this movie. This looks incredible. I am so excited for this. Hold on. Look at. Oh, we have to watch this part again. We have to watch this part again.
This is awesome.
Look at this is how you sell a movie. That is incredible. That is freaking awesome.
There's another movie coming out December 1st. Have you seen the trailer for Silent Night?
No.
You need to react to that. I want to see you react to that. That's coming out December 1st as well. It's from John Woo.
Okay.
You need to react to that.
This movie looks incredible. Yeah, exactly. I'm pulling out my wallet. I'm buying tickets now. As soon as they go on sale, I am getting a ticket to see this movie. This movie looks incredible.
Benzo, Silent Night.
Dang. This looks awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. Pulls out wallet. Yeah. Break out your wallet. Let's go.
It's like literally the Fry from like Futurama. Like, shut up and take my money.
Shut up and take my money. All right. You said Silent Night?
Silent Night.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
John Woo.
Oh, I know. Okay. I know exactly. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Mike Hill for $5. What's up, Mike? Are you planning to check out the Monarch series?
I'm going to check it out. I have Apple TV, so I'm going to check it out. That is it's kind of like the Monsterverse.
The Monsterverse? Okay. Yeah. I do have Apple TV, and I had no idea what Monarch series was.
It remember like King Kong versus Godzilla, like the program that lady was part of? That's Monarch. That's Monarch. Okay. So that's why they're calling it the Monarch series. It stems around that. And I don't want to say it's supposed to set up the Monsterverse, but it's part of it. So.
Right. What's up? Elise McCracken, have you seen the Fall Guy trailer? No. I have no trailer reactions right now?
Yeah, we're doing a bunch of trailer reactions.
All right, we're going to do a bunch of trailer reactions. Let's watch Silent Night really quickly.
Hey, Brightest Day. I like this. Looks like really good. This looks like John Wick level.
I already like this. I already like this actor.
I was like, just yeah.
Okay,
It's
I already like this actor.
Shots fired! Shots fired! All units, please respond.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
we lost his son died. All right. Oh shit! Did he lose his voice? Did he get shot in the throat?
Well, like something happened, yeah. So I'm not sure if he's gonna like. I'm not sure how much he'll be talking in this movie, pretty much. But that's implied, yeah, that he can't really talk.
Yeah. Okay, so he can't talk. Ooh, so he's gonna have to really invoke a lot of emotion just through his facial expressions. I think he's a good actor to do that.
Yep.
Look at his eyes. Soul. I kind of like it's like Punisher. It's reminding me of Punisher.
It's from the producers of John Wick too, so it's like very Punisher, John Wick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it's giving Punisher vibes. Like it's reminding me of Punisher. Okay, so he is going to probably be mute this whole film.
But for most of it, yeah. Imagine mute like for most of it.
Yeah. So far though, you can see a lot of like pain and anger and concern and worry in his eyes alone. So I think he's going to pull it off. Oh my god!
It is not skipping on the
violence. Even a Red Band trailer. This is just the trailer.
Yeah, it's not skipping on the violence. It's not. Yeah, John Woo is the master of action.
Holy crap! Did you just stab that guy with a gun?
You just stabbed him in the throat with the gun because he ran out of bullets, so he just stabbed him in the throat.
Just stabbed him. Oh no, it's a knife. He's got a knife. Okay. I thought he took the gun and just stabbed him with it.
Technically he could have. Would have been cool if he did, but yeah, but
this looks freaking awesome.
Yep. So we got Godzilla minus one and Silent Night coming.
Silent Night. Right. Yep. Double feature, Mara. Double.
We gotta talk about both. We gotta talk about both somehow.
If only we a double feature. This movie looks awesome. Yeah, December 1st is gonna be an event. That's gonna be lit. That's awesome. What a great way to start the last month of the year. This looks great. This looks like so much fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. But like he already looks. Look at him. Like you can see that one tear in his eye. He's yelling. I think that if he was shot in the throat and he can't speak, which I'm guessing because he's trying to yell and he can't, he's gonna have to do a lot of emoting with his face. And look at this right here. Like you can tell he's gonna be able to pull it off.
Joel Kinnaman is a very good actor.
Yeah.
He is a very good actor.
It's gonna be really good. He's gonna definitely pull it off. That's for sure. Because look at that stare. He's just like, you can tell he's just concocting a plan.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, I need to get revenge.
He's focused pretty much because like he's actually working to kill them all by Christmas Eve.
I mean, this scene is already awesome.
I know what Steph's next clip is going to be.
I mean, seriously. I mean, can we not watch this without playing?
Yeah, we can't. I
mean, I kind of had to, right? I kind of had to.
Yes.
But even just this short scene, look at his eye right there. It's intense focus. Intense focus. I completely 100% agree with you, Trey. He was totally wasted in Suicide Squad. Now, maybe not if we get to see the air cut, but who knows? But like, look, you just see that in freaking intensity in his eyes, just solid focus right there.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to pull it off. He's going to pull it off. He's going to pull it off. It's awesome. I can't wait for this movie. This movie's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. We have one final trailer, I think. One final trailer. Unless there's more, but I'm pretty sure this is the last trailer that we have to react to, and then we have a couple of things to talk about.
Yeah.
A couple more things to talk about. Ruben, what's up, Ruben? Saw you're down like almost 200 pounds. That is freaking awesome. Steph reacting to dudes doing pull-up videos. No, just one. Just one dude. That's all. Just one. And why? Because he's Batman. That's why.
But you do know if Steph can get her hands on that clip when the movie is released for Silent Night, I'm willing to bet she will include Joel Kinnaman doing pull-ups.
What?
You're not paying attention. When the movie's released and you can like pull the clip, I'm betting that you will have the clip of Joel Kinnaman doing pull-ups.
You know what? I just might pull it. It depends. It depends on how long they focus. I just might pull it and add it here. But the only reason I have Ben Affleck is because he's Batman. That is the only reason. Look at Mike Hill. Mike Hill for $2. I just got my ticket for Godzilla early access. I'm getting mine. And look who's here streaming on his own channel and dropping a super chat. Hypnotic for 50 for the Latina Queen Steph. Thank you, Hypnotic. My first $50 super chat. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hypnotic. I appreciate it. He's streaming right now. He's distracted. He probably got distracted.
He got distracted by Joel Kinnaman's ad.
No. I played Batman doing pull-ups. All right. Here we go. Final. You're stream sniping. Okay. He said, yeah, I'm stream sniping. All right.
Kingdom. Oh, this looks so good.
I haven't watched it. I have not watched it. Thank you so much, Hypnotic, for the $50 super chat. Pay attention to your stream. All right. Let's check this one out. I haven't seen it. I did see that it was released like either a day ago. Was it released a day ago, I think? But I haven't seen it.
Either yesterday or the day before. I saw the trailer on
before
Twitter.
We watch it.
So
before we watch it, what did you think of the previous 3 films?
I very much enjoyed them. My favorite is the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. But I thought like they were all. I think like probably the weakest of the 3 is the third one.
The third one was pretty weak.
That is the weakest of the 3, but still solid, and it does at least give a more plausible explanation for why the humans lose their ability to talk, like why they and the first one sets up a more plausible reason why the apes begin taking over the way they do, because I think in the original story, it's because people were keeping them as pets, so the apes learned by being like kind of like pets in human households, so that's how they learned to talk and everything. But and then gradually, like, the apes became more evolved while the humans devolved. But in the first one, it sets up that there's like a virus of sorts that impacts the human population. So I think it's a bit more plausible. But I did like but overall, I enjoy them as a trilogy, and this one should hopefully set up what we overall see in the original Planet of the Apes movie.
Okay. So I thought that Rise was really good. I enjoyed the first one. Mm-hmm. It was so good. The second one was great, and then the third one was okay. It wasn't as good as the previous two, but I still found enjoyment in it. It's a solid trilogy, and I honestly didn't even know they were coming out with a fourth one.
I didn't realize it either. Like, then the trailer dropped. People were sharing it on Twitter, and I was like, when were they? Like, there was like no announcement. I don't remember there being an announcement that they were doing a fourth one.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were. I didn't know they were making a fourth one. So, because I figured it was just going to be a trilogy, and I thought it was a solid trilogy. I thought it was really good. So this was actually a surprise. I didn't even know they were making a third one. What's up, Zachariah?
Hey, Zachariah.
All right. So let's watch it. Teaser trailer. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
When I sleep,
there should be Caesar's son, I believe.
Strange things.
Okay, they announced it a couple years ago. I don't remember that, but yeah, so.
Not memories. New things. I see everything.
You said that's Caesar.
I think it could be. Well, Caesar didn't, like, a spoiler alert, chat. I thought Caesar died at the end of.
Oh my god, I have to rewatch it.
I believe he died at the end of the third one. That should be his son.
That's Caesar's son.
Yeah, that should be his son. So yeah,
it's Caesar's son. It's his son. Okay.
That is not everything.
Ooh.
What a wonderful day!
Okay, it has my attention.
Yeah.
It has my attention. So it looks like the apes have evolved and the humans have sort of like devolved.
Basically like the big, at least I'm not sure how far into it, but like the de-evolution of humans. Like I said, this should be setting up how we see, like, the events in Planet of the Apes. Like basically the apes hunting the humans, and capturing them. So like you see the apes here doing just that. So
I'm wondering how far into the future this is.
That's why, like, that's what kind of piques my interest, because like I said, the third one ends with Caesar ultimately dying.
Yeah, and then they go off on their own, like, into the jungle, don't they?
Yeah, basically
so
yeah.
How I need to. I really. It has to be like really far into the future, like
now they're talking. It's the full on talking.
Yeah, they would have had to have completely outnumbered humans, but even then, I feel like
I don't like it. It's far enough. It's far enough that now humans have like devolved, and like look at the clothes they're wearing. It's like, like even with the third one, they were still wearing clothes like this pretty much. And here it's like whatever they can find, whatever scraps they can find. So So I think it's far enough that the apes have evolved into like fully speaking.
Yeah, they're fully speaking. They're making their own weapons. They've formed their own civilizations, because it looks like there's not just that one civilization that we're going to see Caesar's son in, but it looks like there's at least 3 here. So they've formed their own civilizations.
Yeah.
And now they're hunting humans, but they're still I'm wondering how far into the future this is. But it looks good. I mean, I'm interested. It's piqued my interest to the point where I'm asking questions about it.
And
I feel like
they need to keep the Memorial Day opening week, because that'll be like that's almost like one of the perfect weekends to release movies. Is Memorial Day weekend. All
right. Will you be watching it?
I'm planning on watching it. I'm gonna share with my siblings if they want to watch it. So
yeah, this is definitely a theater movie. I'll definitely go and watch it in theater. It looks good. It doesn't look bad. It looks good.
I want to look it up to see who does the motion capture, because a lot of what I'm saying looks really good.
It looks well. These movies, honestly, these movies have always impressed me with the way they look, with the motion capture, with everything, with the acting, the way they're able to get these apes to really look like they're emoting and everything. So like these movies have always impressed me in that area. Now I'm wondering, because in the past few, I mean, looking from this trailer, it's not going to look that bad. I don't think it's going to be bad, but if they're having to deal with mostly now ape characters, is the CGI going to be lacking in that department? Because before they had it was humans and apes, where the humans kind of had a lot of scenes without them being in it, but this now is mostly apes, right? Because it's the kingdom of the planet of the apes now. So it doesn't look bad. Like it looks really good.
Like what I'm saying, the CGI looks like it's going to hold up, but again, like this is just a trailer.
Yeah.
So
it looks like it will. Like here's one civilization.
Yeah, this looks like Caesar's.
Yeah. Like this looks. Oh, he's back. This looks really good, though.
Yeah.
See, I think it'll hold up, even though it's mostly apes and it's going to be solely like a lot of motion capture. I think it'll still hold up. It still looks good, and this is just the trailer, and this is just the trailer. So I think it's gonna hold up. It's gonna hold up. There's Godzilla -1 toys. Dude.
Apparently.
Oh, look at that. It would be wild if this new trilogy ends with the retelling of the original 68 film with an astronaut landing on the new world they're setting up. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I think it's gonna
or at the very least it ends with like right at the beginning. So it doesn't necessarily go into a retelling, which I would prefer them not to do. But ends with like the apes seeing a craft land.
I feel like it has to be far enough into the future to where they've forgotten where they came from. You know what I mean? Because it looks like Caesar's son is kind of discovering all of this.
Well, he's discovering like the human world.
The human world, yeah. So it has to be far enough to the future to where they have forgotten completely, like where they came from, and like that humans actually ruled the world before they did.
Yeah.
So it has to be far enough into the future for that. I'm just wondering, like, how far. Look at this, though. This looks so good. Just an eyeball looking into a telescope. Look at that. That looks so good. It's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be good. And then they're coming up to another civilization. Here's another civilization. So yeah, I think it's gonna do. I hope it does well, because this looks really good.
And I like how the beat, like some of the beach shots, which kind of harken in a way to the original Planet of the Apes film, especially the end. So yeah, that's why I said if they set it up to where the apes see a craft landing or coming in, setting up the original Planet of the Apes movie without retelling it, then I'm fine with that. Because at least it's like ending right where we know the original movie begins, almost. So
Yeah. I think it's going to be good. All right. I'm sold.
Yeah.
Mr. Bentham for 2. Nova would be grown in this movie for it to connect.
She's a little girl in the third movie. And she's also the young woman that Charlton Heston's character falls for in the original Planet of the Apes, Nova.
He falls for a human.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. See, I've never watched like the original Planet of the Apes movies. I've only seen the trilogy that came out with like James Franco.
Yep.
I know my dad loved them, but I never really like sat down to watch them. My dad tried to show me a lot of stuff. That's how I'm like this, right? That's how I'm so into this. But when he tried to show me Planet of the Apes, I couldn't get into it because of the faces. Like they just freaked me out.
So I think like the original Planet of the Apes films kind of get a bit weird with some of the later movies. But for the most part, it sets up like interesting premises with how the apes come to power and everything like that. So
they still hold up. Okay, maybe I should.
They still hold up.
All right. Sorry, I had to put on gloss. I have chapped lips right now. All right, that looks really good. I'm into it. I'm sold. All right, we gotta talk about some stuff.
Yeah. No more trailer reactions. We gotta talk about stuff now, chat.
Let me see here. All right. As you guys know, dude, oh my God. Jonathan Chesser just drops 100. Doesn't say anything. He just dropped it and ran away. It's like
a mic drop, pretty much.
Yeah, he's just like, here you go. Let me just drop 100 in this stream. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Jonathan Chesser. My celebrity in chat just threw 100 at me. Thank you so much. Speechless. He stopped me from speaking. Let's do this really quickly. Thank you so much, Jonathan. A Hundi. Yeah. I respect that. He just dropped it in the chat, didn't say anything, just dropped it, says nothing. All right. Let's talk about it really quickly because I don't even think that this movie should be made. There's no point. There is no point. Okay.
Like we said about a lot of things, but yes, this one
100% does not need to be made. It does not need to be made into a live action movie. Like, isn't this a DreamWorks film? DreamWorks, yes, it's a DreamWorks animation. DreamWorks, please, for the love of God, do not follow in Disney's box office poison footsteps. Seriously, the How to Train Your Dragon movies are perfect.
Yeah. It's like one of them, like perfect trilogies.
Yes,
I like. There are some things like nitpicks here and there, but for the most part, overall, it is a perfect trilogy that ends perfectly. You do not need to touch it.
Like we get to see. Oh my gosh.
What do you think about the dragon?
Why can't I think of his name?
Hiccup.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We get to see Hiccup like discover who he is. Never change who he is at his core, but change the lives of the people around him in Berg, and change how they see dragons. We get to see the character evolve in the next movie, and really find his place in his tribe. And then in the last movie, we get to see him thrive as the leader of his tribe. Yeah. And then at the very end of the movie, we see him with Astrid and his own kids and teaching them about dragons. And we also get to see the evolution of Toothless, a freaking dragon, right? We get to see the evolution of Toothless as well. And Toothless even comes into his own and leads the dragons and becomes the alpha and then starts a family of his own. Like this trilogy is incredible. I love it. It's one of my favorite trilogies, aside from like Shrek, right? Animated trilogies, aside from Shrek. How to Train Your Dragon is freaking perfect. It is perfect. And it does not need to be made into live action. Like I'm hoping, okay, so How to Train Your Dragon live action feature pushed due to the actor strike. It should be canceled.
Yeah, just
it should be
it.
outright canceled. Okay. They already have a theatrical date. So more theatrical release dates changed due to the actor strike, which is clocking 113 days. Good news. This one doesn't impact 2024. I don't really care. Okay. It needs to stop. This movie doesn't need to be made.
You saw the pictures they released, right? Of like the actors that would be, I guess, cast in the live action role.
Let me look, because I don't think that they've cast anybody yet.
Well, there was some type of announcement that was kind of came out, but at the same time, it was like it was a while back.
Okay, they did. They cast Hiccup. Did they cast Hiccup?
I think they cast.
Oh, they did. They cast them both. I remember that. Now I remember. Yeah. Now I do remember. They did cast, and I don't like it. That's right. They cast. I remember now. Yeah. I do remember, because people were like, Astrid's not black.
Yeah.
She's blonde.
Like,
that's like, right. I remember now.
Full on whitest chick there, like white blonde haired, and they cast a black girl
with curly hair. Yeah, she's race swapped. I remember now. I completely wiped this from my mind. I wiped it because I'm like, no, they can't do it, but they're doing it. They're doing it. Yeah. They cast Astrid and Hiccup. Hold on. Let me share my entire window. There we go. So yeah, they cast. I completely forgot about this, dude. Yeah, they cast Astrid and Hiccup. I don't like either casting. Honestly, I don't like either casting.
No, I really do not see that kid growing up to be any type of leader.
Well, not only that, like Hiccup, dude, I remember seeing like Instagram and Twitter, like when the second How to Train Your Dragon movie came out, because they were like, talk about a glow up. Like when Hiccup took off his mask, it was a totally different person. And they were like, holy crap. And then the third movie came out with his beard. You know, Hiccup had, he wasn't just like growing as a character. He was growing like.
You know who would have been essentially perfect for that evolution into
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes. So he would have been perfect.
Everybody says that. Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay. You know, if they were to have made a live action one, you know, stemming like back when the original came out and it was like cast then and there, Jake Gyllenhaal would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it would have been perfect. And there's supposed to be Vikings. I don't remember like a mixed
Vikings aren't mixed, regardless of what they say, regardless of what they try to make as an argument for her casting. They're not fucking mixed.
They're supposed to be Nordic. Like seriously. Yes. Here's the next evolution, right? They've already done away with the redheaded characters. Okay. Now they've set their sights on the blonde hair, blue-eyed characters. Those are the next ones to go.
Yeah.
Those are the next ones to go. I don't believe her casting as Astrid. I don't like it. I'm not going to support this movie. I think that the original animated trilogy is perfect on its own. It does not need to be made into live action. It's never been made into never should have been made into live action. I think DreamWorks is making a terrible mistake. They're seeing like, oh, Disney's live action movies, some of them have done pretty well. What's our best animation that has a ton of fan support around it? How to Train Your Dragon. People freaking love How to Train Your Dragon. Nope. We're not going to go and see this. Like people are done. They've had enough of our animations being made into live action, and the studios are completely screwing it up because they have to check a lot of boxes, right? In order to be fully inclusive. You can't make it relevant. You can't make it like really honor the source material, which is, here's the thing. It's not even something that can be up for interpretation. It can't, because you have an animation that's going to be taken from animation to live action. It is a physical, or not physical, it's a media that we've already seen. We've seen it. It's just people are going to be upset at it, just like the Little Mermaid casting. It's
Yeah,
it's a
like you
character
see
that
what
we've
Disney
seen
has
for a
done with the
long
Little
time,
Mermaid.
who has red
So-
hair and who is white, and she's a mermaid. This is an actual like civilization. They're Vikings. They say it many times. We are Vikings, and
it's literally kind of hammered. That point is literally hammered into you, like the beginning of the first movie, pretty much, where like
Yes.
Hiccup is like regaling the audience with like, here is my village. We are Vikings. This is what we're like, pretty much.
it is in the intro and outro monologue from Hiccup.
Yeah.
He talks about his civilization. He talks about how they're Vikings. Like it is the core of these people. It's why it's so hard for them to change. Because at the core, they're Vikings.
Why
Hard
when
for them
they
to
do
change their
change,
ways. They are such a civilization. They're a civilization that has so many traditions because of their Viking traditions.
and it's exactly why when they do change, it's so monumental. By
Yes,
the
it
end
is
of the
incredibly
movie.
monumental because they're a civilization that just doesn't change. They are set on Viking tradition, so it's huge for him to change not only the people that are in his community, but his father.
Yeah.
So it is a huge point in the movie. But we gotta race swap Vikings for whatever reason. If we did race swap Cleopatra and other characters, then let's just do a race swap Viking. Like it's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Either way, this movie's not going to come out until March 14th, 2020, or I'm sorry, until June 13th, 2025. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm
not.
I don't really care. I'm done. And honestly, I think that this movie is not going to do well. I don't think it's going to do well. I think that DreamWorks is going to have to learn a very hard lesson because people are done, right? They're done with live action. They're done with animations, our favorite animations, our animations that, we hold near and dear to our hearts because we grew up with these movies. People are just done with them being completely changed into something different.
Exactly.
They're done. So I think that DreamWorks is going to learn a hard lesson. Nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to show up. I'd be surprised if this movie does.
Swinging back the other way because people are checking out.
Mm-hmm.
People are, like even the people who like don't pay attention to the pop culture news as we do are getting tired of seeing this shit in movies like released.
They're getting tired of being pandered to. They're getting tired of being pandered to.
They're getting tired.
That's it. They're getting tired of being pandered to. And we see that with all of the Disney movies that are coming out and completely flopping. And the Marvel, the MCU is flopping right now. Everything is a disaster for them. Why? Because they've leaned heavily into pandering.
Yep.
So
and that's what we're saying.
I don't think this movie's going to do well. I'm not looking forward to it. Nope.
I completely forgot that that was a thing. They were doing a live action adaptation of that trilogy. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna watch it.
I completely forgot. I totally forgot about that until I saw that it was being delayed. I was like, oh my gosh, just cancel it. Don't even do it. Don't waste your money. No. You were literally throwing money down the drain. You were wasting money by doing this. Wasting money. Money. Let's see. We got to talk about Marvel. How can we not? How can we stream today and not talk about Marvel? Holy shit, because Variety just completely look at this. Mara. Look.
Backup plans, Marvel's reshoots, reviving the original. Oh, I heard that they were trying to revive the original Avengers. I mean, you are no longer scraping the bottom of the barrel. You've annihilated that bottom of the barrel, and you're now digging into the earth.
The OG characters built up Marvel. They've held up. Literally, Iron Man is holding it up. He is holding it up for all of these fucking diverse characters to just screw everything into the ground.
Poor Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man is the face of Marvel. And they ruined his character.
When I saw this down arrow, I just started laughing when I saw the down arrow because whenever I edit like the videos and everything for G&G, I included down arrow in every single thumbnail. So when I saw the down arrow, I laughed so fucking hard.
You see Captain Marvel sliding down. There's Nick Fury, Ant-Man, Loki.
And I think it's funny because like this is so representative of it, right? We have the Hulk. Yeah. The Hulk was one of the first films, right, to come out of Marvel. And then like Tony Stark, Tony Stark is Iron Man just holding it up. He was like the core, the heart of it. Love you 3000, like holding it up. And who was the first failure? Was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
She's the first downfall. She's the start of the downfall. This is so the start of the downfall of the MCU. And now like all of the shows that are on Disney Plus right here, these 3 shows, they cannot hold it up. They cannot hold it up. This whole image is so good. And look at Mickey. Hold on, wait. Let me zoom out. Hold on. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. Hold on. Never mind. I can't zoom out. But Mickey's like looking through like, what happened? I don't understand what's going on. Peeking from behind the curtain like, wait a second. What's going on with Marvel? Dude.
Yeah, it's just, well, Disney did it to themselves.
They did it to themselves. Yeah, 100%. Oh, man.
And where's Thor in that? I mean, he was one of the original ones, and like, I don't see him.
I know. They left him out. Probably because he could also be down here.
Yeah, that's true.
With Love and Thunder. Like, Thor, honestly, for me, Thor was the first Avenger to just completely, to just like get shit on. Because contrary to a lot of people like Thor Ragnarok, but I didn't. I thought that they made the character of Thor ridiculous and
Ragnarok
stupid.
Is the Asgardian apocalypse, so nothing says comedy like the end of Asgard.
I know. I thought they made Thor stupid. They made him stupid. They made him a comic relief. That's not the Thor that was in Thor or the Dark World. It's a completely different Thor. They made him. They turned him into an idiot. And why? Because he is the strongest Avenger. So they had to take down the most masculine of the Avengers and the strongest one, which is Thor. So they turned him into an idiot. And then what do they do next? They make him fat. So they make him fat. They make him cowardly. And on top of that, he's an idiot. He's still an idiot, right? And then after that came Love and Thunder. And he is just a shell of what he used to be in the first Thor.
Yeah.
He's done a 180. It's not even the same character anymore.
I don't think he's on the ground. Megatron. I think that's Falcon. Like Falcon's like basically on his stomach.
Oh yeah, that's Falcon. Is he on the ground down here? Because this picture is cut off, I think. Hold on. Let me look at Twitter because I know I put it.
Falcon's legs, not Thor's.
Hold on. But yeah, Thor was the very first. No, he's not on the ground. He's not. He's just not there. He is not there.
So.
Yeah, Thor was the first MCU tragedy. They completely ruined him. Mm-hmm. So the start of this article talks about how the Marvel's creatives every year they go to Palm Springs and they usually talk about the MCU and all that stuff and usually see right here the feel is confident, cocky, because they are at the top of the superhero world, right? They have completely been leading the charge as far as superhero films go for a really, really long time. But now it was angst-ridden. Everyone was reeling from a series of disappointments on screen. Why? Because they're ruining their superheroes. That's why. They're completely butchering everything that they've built just to push their new Avengers, the female Avengers. Really quickly, Tom Berry Master doesn't say anything in the chat, just threw a 50 in there and was just like, here you go, boom, walks away. Just throws it in there, says nothing, and walks away.
Don't worry, Marvel. DC is like hell bent on catching up to your retardation. They're working
Thank
on it.
you. I appreciate that. I respect it. So they talk a little bit about Jonathan Majors. The most pressing issue to be discussed was about Jonathan Majors, the actor who's been poised to carry the next phase of Marvel. I don't understand. Here's one thing. If he's poised to carry the next phase of Marvel, I don't understand that. How?
Was there any real setup to Kang the Conqueror? Because that's what he's supposed to be.
So he's playing Kang the Conqueror, and he was supposed to be the, this major villain, Kang the Conqueror, and it was going to end in like the Kang Dynasty, right? But he was easily defeated by Ant-Man, the comic relief character. So if you're building up, here's the reason why Thanos was such an incredible villain. We didn't really know. We just knew he was lurking in the shadows, right? He was lurking in the shadows, sort of pulling the strings. In the first Avengers movie, he was behind Loki, taking over everything. That's why he was just like, fine, I'll do it myself. He was in the background. You knew that when Thanos showed up, shit was going to go down. And that's exactly what happened. Infinity War just started with started with Thanos already wrecking, destroying, oh my gosh, what did he destroy? To get the first stone. Why can't I remember it?
What color was the stone?
Why can't I remember where he took the stone from?
If it was blue, it would have been from Loki.
No, not from Loki. He already had it. He already had a stone. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy where they were in the very first movie. I can't remember
the purple one. That one.
Well, Xandar. Thank you, Xandar. Jesus, I couldn't remember the name.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
He already destroyed Xandar because he already had a stone. Mm-hmm. He already destroyed Xandar. And then he wrecks the shit out of the Hulk. He kills Loki. And he fucking blows up Thor. Two of the strongest Avengers. And he just wipes them off. Let him have his fun. That's just fun for him. That's just fun for him. So Thanos came and you already knew he's a force to be reckoned with. The Hulk will not come out because he's too scared to come out the entire movie. He will not come out. Like Thanos wrecks stuff. He wrecks it. He wrecks shit when he shows up. But we have fucking Jonathan Majors' Kang defeated by ants and Ant-Man in a very terrible film. A film that fucking Kevin Feige was just like, this is going to be one of the most important films since Endgame. You have to go and see this film. It's so important. It's so important. It was terrible. That film was laughable. It was a joke. That film was awful.
Isn't that one with MODOK?
And it doesn't set up Kang as being a formidable foe. It doesn't set him up as being a formidable foe. It sets him up as being a joke because he's taken out by Ant-Man, the comic relief character, a C-list fucking superhero. And he's defeated by Ant-Man without tech. Because he destroyed his tech. Like, come on, give me a fucking break. And that's supposed to set up your super villain. Sure.
I felt like, they made the ants like comic ants when, like, in reality they're kind of they're a matriarch. Because
oh no, they've evolved, Mara. You need to watch it.
They literally took down a matriarch to be communists. So they took down the woman.
They're communist ants now. So now the executives are discussing backup plans, pivoting to another comic book adversary, Dr. Doom. So they're considering getting rid of Majors altogether, getting rid of Kang the Conqueror, and rewriting shit to where Dr. Doom takes over. What do you think of that?
Well, first off, I would want to, I'd be morbidly curious as to where the fuck Dr. Doom has been this whole time if they're going to fall back on him. And secondly, why wasn't he used in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I feel like they should have been setting up X-Men and the Fantastic Four a long fucking time ago. And I think that possibly my guess maybe is that Doctor Doom is going to get possibly maybe set up in the Deadpool movie. He could possibly get set up there in the Deadpool movie.
Still, it'd be like too little, too late because like
I'm wondering if they're going to use Deadpool because it looks like they might be like using time travel or something in Deadpool, from behind the scenes stuff. I'm wondering if they're going to be using Deadpool to fix all of their mistakes.
No, it's not going to work.
I don't think it will, but it'll get a lot of people because people love the character of Deadpool. They love Ryan Reynolds and they love the character of Wolverine. So I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to go and watch that film. And if they use that film to fix a lot of their mistakes and set up the next portion of Marvel, they use that film to like bring in the X-Men, to bring in Fantastic Four, bring in the next big bad, which is Doctor Doom. If they use that film to do that, that might get people talking. I don't think it's going to do it, right? I don't think it's going to. I don't think that's what they're going to do, honestly. But they would be using that to fix a lot of their issues that they have. Yeah,
I'm still not wild about seeing Wolverine in the Deadpool 3 movie. If they do it well, then maybe. But like Logan had a really good send off in the Logan film, so I'm like, I hope they don't cheapen.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman also said like he was done. He was done playing Wolverine. So I feel like they're desperate at this point. They're just like, we need fucking butts and seats. How do we do that?
Yeah.
You know, and with the way that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman sort of like troll each other, they're sort of using that friendship and those characters to put people in seats.
So we'll see. We'll see. I did enjoy the first 2 Deadpool films, so we'll see what Deadpool 3 has to offer.
But this is also going to be like the first. It's going to be Deadpool, like Disney Plus Deadpool. I remember, I think that they re-released Deadpool 2 during the holidays.
And made it PG-13, which does not work for the character.
Yeah.
It does not work for the character.
And made it PG-13. Yeah.
No, Deadpool is a rated R character for a fucking reason. Because, like, that's how his character is. There's no way you can tone him down and have it work.
They need to do this, too. They need to stop depowering and cucking male characters. Let the female characters stand on their own without diminishing the males. And you know who did that really, really well? It was Black Widow. Like, Black Widow stood on her own. And so did Scarlet Witch up to her fucking WandaVision show, right? They changed Scarlet Witch in WandaVision and in Doctor Strange. But Black Widow and Scarlet Witch, they held their own. They did their own thing. They didn't have to rely on the male characters. They had their own set of skills, and they were good at utilizing them because they know what their limits were, and they knew what they could and could not do. So those characters were really good. For some reason, Marvel thought that it's just not good enough to have these characters stand on their own because these characters on their own could possibly have weaknesses, right? And they can't have their female characters having weaknesses because females shouldn't have weaknesses. Instead, let's give them these male traits. Like, let's give them these male traits. Like, so that way they don't have any weaknesses. But that's what makes them human, right? Women aren't perfect. We have our weaknesses. That's what makes us human. And so by not giving them any weaknesses and having them like just shit on all of these male characters, having them be perfect at everything, having their only weakness be that they're overly powerful and they have to like learn to control their powers because they're just overly powerful. They're just too good.
They pretty much go the Mary Poppins route.
Humanizing them because no one is that perfect.
No, that's what I appreciate. Remember when Jenna Ortega and I believe it was Elle Fanning, like they were doing that interview, and they said like those types of characters, the like practically perfect in every way types of like female characters, like bored them. They like refused to play those types of characters because they were fascinated more by the ones that had were human, had flaws, like they weren't perfect. Remember that interview? I think it was like Jenna Ortega and Elle Fanning. And it was like we don't want to play those types of characters because those are boring. Like they're
I think Emma, what's her name? Emma something. She was in The Quiet Place.
Oh, Emily Blunt.
Yes, Emily Blunt. She said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, those characters are boring.
Yeah, like she said, as soon as she sees like strong female character in the script, she throws it away. She doesn't bother reading it. And she like that's like those words. She's like, nope, in the trash. I'm not bothering with that script.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
Yeah, Emily Blunt. So nobody exactly, Mangoes. Nobody relates to being perfect. So you can't. There's no relation there. You can't relate to these characters. All these people on Twitter, they're like, oh my gosh, I see myself in this character. How? Honestly, how do you see yourself in Captain Marvel? Because Captain Marvel is perfect in every way, and the only thing that was holding her back from achieving her full potential was like this little thing on her neck, and then she was overly perfect. Right? She's the most powerful person in the MCU. The only way that you relate to that character is that, oh, she's just a girl. Okay, there you go. Because that's it. Other than that, I relate to absolutely nothing.
No.
That's why people don't like her character. You can't relate to that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's overly powerful. Like, you just can't do that. And on top of that, she's fucking smug as shit.
That's like part of the reason why I had like no desire whatsoever to watch that Ms. Marvel series, because they literally made that character with, was it like celebrity worship of Captain Marvel. Like she's like there pretty much like, yeah, she has her own powers, but at the same time she like worships the ground Captain Marvel walks on. I'm like, I do not want to see 2 fucking hours of that shit.
Yeah. I like this photo here. All of the fucking diverse characters and people are walking away from them. And you know what I love here? I love that they included all types of people walking away. Like we have a Black person here. We have a woman. We have an Asian woman here. We have children, you know, dads taking their kids out of here who are fans of Thor and who are fans of the Hulk. Like people are just walking away. This guy right here, he's reading a comic book. You know, they have Avengers merch, so clearly they were fans, but they're just walking away.
Yeah.
I freaking love this picture. It's so incredibly telling. And I really appreciate that they put girls in here too. Like, thank you. Thank you. Because it's not just men who are upset with the direction of Marvel. And it's not just white men who are upset with the direction of Marvel. It's all types of people. And I like that they included all types of people in this drawing here. Look at Ant-Man. He's just like waving by.
Like Ant-Man is as like a, I don't want to say sidekick character, but like no, not like a minor character. It's a little bit of Ant-Man goes a long way.
Fucking Captain Marvel with her mad face. Just,
yeah.
How dare you walk away from me?
The only one in there that I'm like, I feel bad for is Groot, because I'm like,
is who?
Is Groot.
Oh, is Groot?
Yeah, it's Groot. That's the only one I feel bad for in that image. Everyone else, I'm like, you fucking deserve exactly what you get.
They hid Kang right here. I kind of feel bad for Winter Soldier, honestly.
Well, I mean, like
shafted. He should have been.
He should have been Captain America. He should have gotten
shafted. He should have been Captain America for sure. So. It says Marvel is truly fucked with the whole Kang angle. And they haven't had an opportunity to rewrite until very recently because of the strike. But I don't see a path to how they move forward with him. I don't either. Like Jonathan Majors, like regardless of what you think, like whether or not these charges are, I honestly, my gut instinct, my gut feeling is telling me that like, yeah, these women aren't lying. Like he seems like an asshole. It seems like the type of person that would, you know, he just seems that way. If you look at interviews, if you look at stuff that he's like done, you know, he kind of seems like that person. And like there's been all kinds of people who have come forward, not just women, but people who Jonathan Majors has worked with in the past and who he's done like theater productions with in the past, who have come forward and said like, I can't believe it took this long for people to, you know, say something about Jonathan Majors. Those people like deleted a lot of their tweets and like recanted some of the things that they said. But because, you know, it wasn't just these women that came forward, because it was a whole lot of other people who he's worked with in the past to come forward. That's very telling. It's very telling of like a pattern of behavior that's been going on for a long time. So my gut instinct tells me like, yeah, he's a fucking asshole. Like he probably did all of these things. And also like the stuff that his lawyer put out that was supposed to be like exonerating him, those text messages, they were just so bad. They were really bad. It's like, why would you put this out there?
I don't know.
They were really bad. So yeah, like Marvel really is truly fucked. And also the writer strike. The writer strike is helping them like cancel projects, but it's also really messing with them because they can't move forward with anything. They can't work, they can't write, they can't do anything until it is resolved. So yeah, they're between a rock and a hard place right now.
Like I said, like, you know, it's like a bulk of it is in their own making. So I don't think they'd be. Yeah, the writer's strike didn't help. Yes, the thing with Jonathan Majors didn't help, but at the same time, they would not be in as a dire position as they are in if they hadn't gone the route that they did initially, with everything beginning with Captain Marvel up till now. If they hadn't gone that route, if they had stuck to the feel of, like, you know, the original Marvel films that set up the MCU and continued and properly adapted the source material, this would be nothing more than just a setback. Now it's full on damage control mode. They're selling whatever they can because they're hemorrhaging money. They're pretty, like, if they're not in the red, then they're pretty damn close to being in the red because, you know, their parks are losing money. It's just a shitstorm when it comes to what, like, is happening with Disney, and it's all their own doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's of their own making. So it talks about how like all of this is unprecedented because of, you know, what they set up in the Infinity Saga, and then they talk about how it's hard for them to replicate that kind of phenomenon. Well, like it's really hard because Marvel is completely bloated with all of the stuff that I told you earlier. The Infinity Saga had like 48 hours of content. Just Phase 4 of Marvel had like 50 hours of content. It's completely bloated with terrible shows, bad writing, and really, really just lazy characters and, you know, characters that like nobody really cares about. Yeah. And not only that, but you're ruining characters that we loved in order to build up your new characters. So yeah, it's completely bloated. So they're like trying to replicate it, but they can't. The source of the Marvel problem can be dated back to the COVID pandemic. Like, no.
The source goes back before 2020. Goes back before 2020. So stop fucking blaming the pandemic.
So it says the Marvel machine was pumping out a lot of content. Up here it says, where is this? But the ensuing tsunami of Spanic proved too much of a good thing, and the demands of churning out so much programming taxed the Marvel apparatus. Moreover, the need to tease out interwoven storylines over so many desperate shows, movies, and platforms created a muddled narrative that baffled viewers. That is so true. Because, like, what is it about? Like, we're like in like the multiverse saga or something like that. Like right now, we don't even know. Like, what are the interconnected storylines? I have no idea what is going on with Marvel right now, or like the storyline right now, because it's so convoluted. You have absolutely no idea like what it's leading to. What is it leading to? In every single in the Infinity Saga, you knew what the end is. You knew what it was leading to. We got introduced to the Infinity Stones. We got introduced to all of the major Avenger characters. We got introduced to S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, we got introduced to the villains and what the villains' goals were, and a lot of those at the center of like the villains were some of the Infinity Stones, you know, and we learned what they were, what they do, how powerful they are. And we learned that Thanos wants them for something. And then finally, it all culminated to Thanos getting these Infinity Stones. And and then you get like this lesson of where the Infinity Stones came from Wong. So like everything was leading somewhere. You know, we knew this interconnected storyline. But with what's going on right now, it's like, what is even happening? We don't know. What does the Hawkeye show have to do with the WandaVision show? You know, like we have no idea what is interconnecting, like what matters and what doesn't. You know, like even some movies like Thor: The Dark World, which wasn't, I mean, I would take Thor: The Dark World over anything Marvel is producing right now. But even that movie, you got introduced to an Infinity Stone. Like even that movie, at the heart of it, the villain wants one of the Infinity Stones, you know?
That was the Ether one, yeah.
Yeah, the Ether, which is an Infinity Stone. Like even that one. But like honestly, nothing makes sense in Marvel. Like what is the She-Hulk show? How does that show set up anything else? It doesn't. We have no idea what is setting up what.
It sets up my gag reflex. That's what it sets up pretty much. Because I'm like, I checked out of Phase 3 because the Marvel films kept like, felt just beat for beat. Like I was watching the same film, but again, like you said, at least it was building up to a cohesive ending of sorts, where it's like you didn't have to watch multiple shows to understand what was going on. Everything that was going to be laid out in Phase 3 was in the films, pretty much. So even normies could follow what was happening. Yes, you would have to see each movie coming out to understand where the plot overall is heading to, but at the same time, it's like it was just the films. Then Phase 4 happens. Not only do you have the films, but you have the comic tie-ins, you have the TV shows, and no normie is going to sit down and watch every series, read every
content. Yes. Like seriously, that is not going to do it. With the Infinity Saga, you can at least like take the important movies, right? You can kind of like leave out some of them, but it's still like they're still really good watches. They're all movies. You can knock it out. You can just knock those out. But like and be entertained at the same time. But like with this, you have to watch She-Hulk. Why would you watch She-Hulk? Like that's such a boring show. Ms. Marvel, another boring show. The Hawkeye show doesn't really set much up other than an Echo show. This is what I think. Yeah. Okay. These shows remind me of the CW, and here's why. The CW, the way they would the way their shows ran, like they would use an episode of a show or whatever. Like they used Arrow to set up Flash, right? They used Flash to set up Supergirl, or right? So like they used Supergirl to set up Superman and Lois. Like those, that's how it was. And then like when the Arrow show finished, it didn't really get like a full complete like ending because that show was used to set up another show. But it wasn't any good, so nobody watched it. It wasn't good. It would be one thing if your shows were actually good, so people would want to watch this setup or the next show, but like these shows aren't good.
No.
It reminds me of the CW. These shows just aren't good. Now, Arrow and The Flash were good at the beginning, but they completely fell off for a long time. But that's what this reminds me of. It's terrible. It's like, what are you setting up? I'm not going to watch whatever you're setting up. WandaVision set up nothing. It like, what?
No, it set up Agatha. Remember? It set up Agatha.
Oh, that's right. It set up Agatha. Like, oh my God. I completely forgot. Oh my God. The stupid fucking Agatha. Holy crap.
The same 12 people on Twitter that were clamoring for an Echo show were also clamoring for an Agatha series. So obviously they had to set up.
Hawkeye set up the Echo show, but nobody really fucking cares about Echo. And nobody really watched Hawkeye. So there is no interest in that. What does the She-Hulk show do? I have no fucking clue. I don't know what the point of that show was, other than to show us that Daredevil is now
the only
MCU
thing I could see.
That She-Hulk is in the MCU. And not only that, but She-Hulk has like an incredible fucking superpower that she can just come out of the fucking screen and tell the writers to rewrite stuff. Like it's so stupid.
The only thing I'm not trying to give them ideas, but the only thing that I can see them trying to claim that the She-Hulk series is setting up is Planet Hulk. Because of seeing Hulk's son in the series. Is setting up Planet Hulk. That's the only thing I'm saying, like, that's the only thing I can see them claiming the series to set it up. But otherwise, it sets up nothing.
It sets up nothing. Yeah, none of these, nothing. Everything is just, it sets up nothing. Maybe Ant-Man, set up. What is it? The Kang the Conqueror or whatever, the army of Kangs, like that. That's
the Kang dynasty.
Maybe what did Thor Love and Thunder set up? That Thor now has a kid. I don't even what does it set up? I don't know. Everything is so bloated and convoluted. There's no interconnected anything anymore.
The only thing I remember from like Thor Love and Thunder was the fact that somehow the power of Odin, which is what Thor has, decided that Jane was worthy of having that power because she had cancer. So we're gonna like give her that power for her remaining years on Earth. So yeah.
The more you do, okay. The Marvel machine is pushing out a lot of content. Did it get to the point where there's just too much and they were burning people on superheroes? It's possible. See, I don't think that people have superhero fatigue. It's bad writing. It is terrible writing. Because I think that
I think it's a combination of both.
The Infinity Saga would not have been as successful as it had been if people were just like had superhero fatigue, because that is a lot of content. That's a lot of movies that a lot of people went and saw, and it was incredibly successful.
But it's like one, maybe two movies a year.
And saw it because it was good.
But, but at the same time, it was like 1 or 2 movies a year. Now that they're churning, I think it's a little bit of both, because now they're churning out so much content that I think there is a little bit of superhero fatigue because of how oversaturated the market is right now.
I feel like it is oversaturated, but there are people who will watch it if it is good, and it is just not fucking good. It's not good. So it's like it's too much bad stuff. It's not superhero fatigue, it's just bad writing and just and also it's the writers who are writing all this stuff, who's putting out all this content, is shitting on everything that came before it. So why should we care if you don't care? That's the vibe. The more you do, the tougher it is to maintain quality. It's right there. Like, that's it. It's harder to maintain quality. That's what they're lacking. I completely forgot about Shang-Chi and the Eternals. Holy crap. I forgot about Shang-Chi and the Eternals. And it says, with budgets as big as these, you need home runs. And I feel like Marvel has had so many home runs, which is why their budgets are so freaking bloated. That's why they give them so much money, because they've only known success, right? They've only known their movies to be successful. So they have these huge budgets and they're banking on people to go and see it because of their previous successes. But people aren't going to see it because it's bad. It's bad writing. It's terrible storytelling. It's shitting on what has come before. And people are really quickly losing interest. The Marvels, which opens in theaters pretty soon, will struggle to get the ball past the infield. The movie cost $250 million to make. It cost more like $300 million to make. Yeah. But now it's fucking tracking lower than this. It is tracking at like $55 million. It is lower than Black Adam and The Flash. That movie is going to bomb, and it is going to bomb fucking hard. It is going to bomb. It is going to be it is going to be the most tragic thing in the MCU. And that's why I feel like that's why they're freaking out as much as they are now. Because they know that this $1 billion film, and the only reason that it was a $1 billion film was because it was sandwiched between two of the biggest films in like superhero history, between Infinity War and Endgame. And they told you in Infinity War that Miss Marvel is coming, or not Miss Marvel, that Captain Marvel is coming and she's going to be incredibly important in Endgame. And then you went and saw the movie and it was terrible.
And what I love,
garbage.
And what I love is you had like you had the Brie Larson stance that would harass people on Twitter for simply, like, such as myself, for simply pointing out that the first Captain Marvel was actually a black woman. So they had the opportunity, Monica Rambeau, that they shoehorned into WandaVision. Yeah. She was the first Captain Marvel. They could have had an actual diverse a character that was a black female superhero from the original comics as Captain Marvel, and they went with the most milquetoast looking woman ever.
Well, not only
Brie Larson had that version of Captain Marvel, who used to be Ms. Marvel before she became Captain Marvel, and this is the shit that we're getting.
Well, not only that, but you also had fans complaining because they were like, everyone needs a hero, like the hero. They did hero, and they were talking about how she's the very first female superhero, and people were really upset because they thought, like, if anybody is going to get a solo film, it should be Black.
It should have been Black Widow first.
It should be Black Widow. Black Widow should have gotten her movie before Captain Marvel, and a lot of people were upset that Black Widow didn't come first. That Black Widow, like Scarlett Johansson, put in her time. People love the character of Black Widow. She should have been the one to get her first solo movie. It should have been her, but it wasn't. Captain Marvel. And that's the reason that movie did $1 billion, because they sandwiched it right there. It was poised for success. It was poised to do well. It was in the perfect spot. And they told you that you had to go and see this movie, and it was very important to the Infinity Saga. And it really wasn't. Like, it was a garbage film.
Yeah.
It was a garbage. And not only that, but like, man, I was so upset with how Nick Fury lost an eye. I was like, are you kidding? A fucking cat scratched it out.
Yeah, I was like, that.
Like, I'm ready for
I just laughed at that scene. I laughed at that scene.
Possibly going to find out how he lost an eye here. The last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. Like, come on.
Well, that's the last time you trusted a cat. You lost an eye.
Yeah.
But
so now they're going to see, like, it had nothing to do with a female superhero. It was just the positioning of this film, because now we have the sequel to $1 billion film.
That's gonna flop.
That not only has one female superhero, but 3 female superheroes in it, and it is going to bomb and bomb hard.
If I had my wits about me on Twitter when that whole trailer came out for Captain Marvel, and they did that whole hero situation, if I had my wits about me at that point, I would have been like, you know what? They are assuming her gender with that. If you think about it, because they're assuming her gender with the her pronoun.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like how many people
Nia DaCosta
latched onto that.
It talks about how Nia DaCosta, directing the film, but then it talks about how she began working on another film while the Marvels was still in post-production, and how, like, if you're directing a $250 million movie, it's kind of weird for the director to leave with a few months to go. Usually you stay on board, right? You stay on board until the completion of the film, but you began working on another film.
Yeah.
And then the Marvel's release date has moved back twice, once to swap places with Quantumania, which was deemed further along. So it was further along in completion. And then it shifted from July to November to give the filmmakers more time to tinker. So this movie is going to be a fucking mess.
It is
a mess. Look at that. Oh, look. They're looking up, wondering what happened. What happened to everything that we built?
And also, like, going back to that picture at the start of Marvel, all those films felt different. Thor,
yes, they all felt different
to it. Iron Man, very much like an anti-hero feel to it, where he's not the quintessential hero that you would expect. Really, like, he kind of like he's thrown into that situation, but he's like, not exactly the Boy Scout like Captain America is. Mm-hmm. We have Captain America's origin story and his patriotism and everything, how it's evolved with the Captain America persona and Incredible Hulk in 2008, all felt different. And now it's like they're churning out the movies on an assembly line where they all feel the same.
Yeah. They do all feel the same, because it's a part of the Pandaverse.
Yeah.
Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have something in my eye. Sorry. It says Feige isn't the only person showing signs of strain. So Feige is feeling it. He's finally feeling it. Like, he's like, we are not
a guy that people want.
And all of this just falls back on Feige. Like, with his pushing, the female centric superheroes, and like he had such a big push for Captain Marvel and such a huge push for diversity. Like, all of this falls on him. He can't.
I remember when people were wanting Kevin Feige to take over Lucasfilm. I remember seeing calls from people on Twitter for Kevin Feige to take over Lucasfilm because he was having success with Marvel. And I'm like, you people are the dumbest shits I think I've ever seen if you want this guy to take over Lucasfilm. And look what he's done to Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. My kill for $5. The Marvel pre-sales pacing behind Black Adam and the Flash. I know.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I just quote tweeted it laughing.
Black Adam was
like $1 billion film, everyone. $1 billion film. And look where it's at now. Yeah. Mr. Bentham for 2, catching from Endgame where I left off is impossible. No, yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. Like, that's a lot of stuff that you would have to watch to catch up. Marvel's, it talks about the visual effects team, how they're completely overworked and they're struggling. And we absolutely saw that in Ant-Man Quantumania with, I don't even remember his name.
MODOK.
With MODOK. Oh my, I can't believe that made a final film. I can't believe that made the final film.
Sadly, I can.
Dude, it looked terrible.
I saw pictures. I was like, this can't be real. This has to be fake. And people were like, nope, it's actually in the movie, because people were sharing clips of it, and I was like, holy shit.
You know, the best reaction to that, if you watch Mahler's video for Ant-Man Quantumania, it is so good. Oh my god. At one point he was saying that, like, I can't even see. What is that?
What? No, what?
Oh my god.
She's talking to someone, chat.
I'm sorry, Krista just came in here. Dude, I'm not even going to describe what I just saw. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, Steph's gone. I don't know what Krista did, but
yeah, I can't even describe what I just saw. What was I even saying? I completely lost my train of thought.
Mahler's video on Quantumania.
Oh, on MODOK. He was just like, oh my god. He's like, you look like you are having all of the infections. Like, the way he describes MODOK in his film was just the most hilarious thing. She's no. It could have been MODOK cosplay right now. What I just saw could legitimately be MODOK cosplay, honestly.
That's scary.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so funny. There was at least 10 scenes where the visual effects had been added at the last minute and were out of focus. It was insane. I've never seen anything like that in my entire career. Everyone was talking about it. Even the kids of executives were talking about it. Yeah. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was talking about MODOK and how shitty he looked. It's embarrassing. Like, Kevin Feige, they should just be embarrassed. The fact that he was pushing that movie so hard, that it was going to be one of the most important films since Endgame, and we saw that, he should be embarrassed. Like, seriously, he should be embarrassed and ashamed. But whatever. I honestly, did he even see it? Like, did he even watch it? Or was he just talking out of his ass? Because if he watched it and he thought it was good, he's really slipping. And they talked about how the visual effects workers unanimously voted to unionize in September, sparking an industry-wide trend. Where did they talk about? They talked about Blade somewhere here. Hold on.
Wow, right there.
Oh, here we go.
As
public criticism mounts, Feige is pulling the plug on scripts and projects that just aren't working. Yeah, they're not. He has to, because they're losing so much money. Yeah. I mean, the fact that this movie, the Marvel's movie, the sequel to $1 billion film, is tracking less than The Flash and Black Adam.
Black Adam was one thing, but tracking less than The Flash is sad.
He has to pull the plug on a bunch of scripts. And I'm hoping that he pulls the plug on Agatha, honestly. Like, just pull it.
I mean, you don't want to see her. You don't want to see her go on a journey and all that bullshit.
Show has changed titles like 3 or 4 times. Seriously, just pull the plug on Agatha. Okay, nobody's gonna watch that. But yeah, he has to. They're losing money. They're losing so much money. He has no choice. He has to pull the plug. Case in point, the Blade reboot with Mahershala. I can't say
Mahershala.
With Mahershala Ali signed for the role of the vampire, things looked promising for 2023 release date, but the project has gone through 5 writers.
Didn't they also reveal at one point
and one
there's
shut
gonna be
down
female led?
6 weeks before production. One
Yeah.
person familiar with the script
Yeah, more than
says
narrative.
that the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women
and filled with
and
life
filled
lessons.
with life.
Yeah,
lessons.
exactly what we want to see in a vampire hunter movie.
Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay.
Yeah, I'm like looking at. I feel so bad for Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, and Blade was relegated to the fourth lead.
in his
You know
own
what? I
fucking
believe
movie.
that. Here's why I believe that, because we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and it ended up being a movie about the Scarlet Witch and America Ferrera. He was the third lead in his own film.
I'm glad I did not watch that movie.
He was the third lead in his own
movie.
film. And then we have Ant-Man, right? And it's about his daughter.
And now Blade in his own, literally fucking titled Blade, which is the main character, supposed to be the main character, is relegated to the fourth lead.
The fourth lead. And you have an Oscar-winning actor. And of course, no wonder. It said amid reports that Ali was ready to exit over script issues. No wonder. Why would you have me in your film if I'm going to be the fourth lead in a film titled Blade?
Yes,
I'm the fourth lead.
it was already bad
It's
enough.
no
when the
wonder that
reports
there
were
have been
coming
so
out that
many
it's like
fights and so many
PG-13.
issues with this script
Yeah.
and with this production of this movie.
It's already bad enough when reports are coming out that they were like going the PG-13 route with Blade. I was like, that was like the first red flag for me when those reports came out, because Blade, much like Deadpool, cannot be a PG-13 character. There's no way you can do a PG-13 Blade and do the character justice. It has to be rated R, in my humble opinion, because look at like the character itself and like what he had, like the villains he fights. They're vampires, and look at the Blade films with Wesley Snipes and what he has to do. There's no way it can be PG-13.
No, absolutely not. It says Feige went back to the drawing board and hired Michael Green, the writer of Logan. So I honestly think that, like, if you put these writers attached to it, right, and they're like, oh, he's the writer for Logan. Oh my gosh, maybe it'll be good. But it all depends, because I think like the woman who directed the Marvels, she came out and said like it's actually like a production of like, I didn't really do much. It's whatever the head people want.
Oh yeah,
so it's not that technically my film. So like, sure, we're gonna attach this writer who wrote Logan, but we're also probably going to put stipulations on what exactly he is to write and how we want the story to go. Speculation around town is that the studio is looking to make the film, now slated for 2025, on a budget of less than $100 million, which is a huge deviation of Marvel's previous spending. They have to do that. They have to do that. They can't afford to lose any more money. And the reason they've had such huge freaking budgets is because, like, in the past, it's been successful, right? You have big budgets and you make successful movies. People go and watch your movies, but there's a huge difference between having a huge budget and a really good film that people care about and are invested in and want to go and watch it, and having incredibly bloated budgets with shitty writing, and a really shitty made movie with terrible CGI that people aren't going to watch, but they're going to go and they'll make fun of it online. So it's not going to make any money, but like at best, it'll hopefully break even. So yeah, they have to really adjust their cost of spending on these films until they get back on track. They really do. They really, really do.
I agree with Trey. He's a dude that kills vampires. You don't have to. It doesn't even have to reach 100. It doesn't have to reach 100 million. It could be like, what did the Joker? The Joker's production budget was what, 80 million?
It was low.
It was on the low side, and like it made bank.
It made $1 billion. Yeah.
Like, it shows like, you do not have to have a big budget, and they don't even have to go as close to 100 million.
It was $150 million budget, but it made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was a good film and people wanted to see it.
So, but even Blade, it's like look at the I had to look at the budget for Wesley Snipes films. Well, I'm gonna say, but like you don't need to do anything.
But people are walking away. People are walking away from Marvel. And look, Loki was their most successful show on Disney Plus, and Loki debuts lower in streaming rankings. The season 2 debut of the Marvel series pulls in less viewing than its 2021 series premiere. Like people are just walking away. Like that picture that Variety put with people walking away from these Marvel characters is 100% correct, because people just don't care. Their investment means nothing anymore, because where is this all going? It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be invested in, because like the story is not leading anywhere. It's so bloated and convoluted. There's just nothing to be invested in. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I think that's all I had to talk about today.
I just want to see, because Blade had a budget of $45 million. I want to see in 1998. I want to see what that would be. And okay, 45 million would be 80, like just shy of 85 million. So if they could do that back in 1998 for like less than 100 million equivalent today, Marvel should be able to fucking figure it out. Because again, like what Trey said, it's a dude. He's a half vampire because his mother was bitten while she was pregnant with him. So he has all of the strengths and none of the weaknesses. He's pretty much just a vampire hunter. You do not need much more than that to the character. That's it. You do not need $100 million to put that story out onto film. But yeah, also remember that there was no black superheroes prior to Black Panther.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so Blade didn't exist prior to didn't exist at all. Steel didn't exist. None of that.
Agatha and the
Archmaid.
Animal. I want to stream with Disbrew. Anyways, yeah, that's really all. Why is Cobra Kai? When does Cobra Kai come out? I want Cobra Kai.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it. It's like in terms of definite dates. So.
Oh, look, Sean Cannon put a picture of him and Ralph Macchio. Oh, that's why it's trending, because it's Ralph Macchio's birthday. Okay, got it. That's why it's trending.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone being here. Mara. Oh, what the fuck? She-Hulk budget was reportedly $225 million.
In the article, it said one of the episodes alone cost $25 million.
And we got that terrible CGI?
Yeah. One of the episodes alone cost $25 million.
I swear, a part of me thinks that they're laundering money. Seriously.
They have to be doing it, because where's the money going? I'm not seeing the fruits of that labor in these films and TV series. So where's that money going?
They have to be laundering money. What the fuck? Oh my goodness. All right.
Hell, I could probably like put together like best effects, and all I need is like Photoshop and some software on my PC, and I could probably do a better fucking job.
Secret Invasion was $211 million for 6
episodes. That's like
wow,
$30 and $40 million an episode.
Holy crap.
That's like the budgets. That's like what should be a movie budget.
That blows my mind. All right, Mara, what do you got going on?
It still sucked. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow evening or not, because in the Sunday afternoons I play Dungeons and Dragons with my group. So I can't skip this Sunday because I skipped last Sunday, but I don't know if I'll be streaming on my Kick or Twitch one of the two tomorrow. So I don't know if I'll be playing Phasmophobia again with my siblings. And there's a royal funny clusterfuck in our attempt to play Phasmophobia for the first time. You'll get a kick out of this, Steph. The last session we did going into the house to try to figure out what the spirit was, pretty much, my brother was like, okay, he's talking to me like, okay, I need you to go stand in the kitchen and ask questions. So pretty much he made me bait.
Oh.
Pretty much he made me bait. So you're going to stand here in the kitchen, you're going to ask questions while he and my sister like filmed me pretty much so they could try to catch the ghosts on film. All right. And shocker, my character's the first one to die because I was right in where the ghost was.
That's usually how bait works.
Yeah. So as my character is getting killed by the ghost, my brother hauls ass out of the house, locks my sister in the house because my brother has the key.
Wow. Okay.
And runs to the trailer that we start the game in. So she can't get out of the house. She tried, but she can't get out. So she gets killed by the spirits. And my
Do you
brother,
have to be like the last one standing or something? I thought you just had to guess what kind of spirit it was.
we just had to guess. We never really got that far because we kept dying.
So he just
So he bitched out to the trailer. And then he was like, and he tries to because he's like, you'll be happy to know. He starts to set this out like that way. You'll be happy to know that my quick thinking allowed us to get an objective done because I was able to witness a ghost event. And like, you witnessed us dying, you asshole. You bitched out to the trailer to see us dying in the house. And I literally told him where the ghost was. I'm like, the ghost is around the kitchen. All right. And 5 seconds after my brother gets back in the house, he's killed by the ghost. I'm like, what'd I tell you? Anyway, I'm either streaming tomorrow or I'm playing Phasmophobia with my siblings. It's going to be a clusterfuck either way. But regardless if I stream tomorrow, I'll definitely be streaming Monday evening on my kick, playing some Mass Effect 2. And trying to add other games to the rotation, like RoboCop and things like that, because I'm kind of checked out of the story of the Spider-Man game. So I'll be most likely no longer streaming that game. And then, I'll try to put videos out. It's really been crazy recently this past like couple months or so. Trying to try to at least have the time to do a video, which I've not had time to do, but I'm feeling Rings of Power news slowly start to get more and more out there. So I'm most likely return to talking about that shit since season 2 is on the horizon for that shit show. Which sadly I'll be watching and talking about. So yeah, this is my YouTube channel. I also have a live channel. My kick is Jade Shadow. My Twitch is Jade Fire. So yeah.
Do you want to see what Krista did?
Let's see.
This is what she showed me.
Okay. Is there something in the water
can you
at
see
that
now?
house?
Can you see now?
Is there something in the water at that house?
Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Awesome stream. You guys, I really appreciate you guys.
And
yeah, that's why I couldn't describe it.
It should be on my channel.
Yes, next week
weekend.
it'll be on Mara's channel, Talk Nerdy on Mara's channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for your support. And for, just showing up, liking the stream, and commenting. I appreciate y'all so much. And see you next week on Mara's channel.
Fuck you. Okay?
Oh.